Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around the Silks. This is the Expecting Aerialist with the Digit Podcast Network. How's it going, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. I am so excited to say that this is season 6. I cannot believe it. Time has flown, and I am so grateful to have you with me and for women all around the world to have tuned in to be part of this community. A lot of you guys have been on the podcast yourselves, and I thank you for that. So what's going on this year? So I am about to announce, almost going to announce what's happening in June. I am just at the very end of finalizing details for our June 20th through 27th week-long vacation retreat. So I like to train hard, play hard on these retreats, and I'm so excited to give you guys details. Keep your ears open for that. And if you are in need of an online course anywhere you are in the world, I have a beginner to intermediate silks course that covers everything. And I have an aerial rehab course meant for those coming back from injury, surgery, or pregnancy. It's supposed to be the step between PT and going back to your favorite aerial class. So I'd love to have you there if you want to check that out. And I'm so excited to get into the guests this year. Well, let's learn more about how our bodies go through this amazing transformation through motherhood and how we deal with the after effect. The after, which I am in right now with my 6-year-old. All right, my friends, let's get started.
I was muted. Sorry about that.
Wait, where's your accent from?
England. I'm British.
You are British. I can't do it right. Oh my God! But you live in. Where do you live?
So I live in a place called Greenville, Texas. So it's just outside of Dallas.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought we were in the same time zone, and then you can't come on with this accent. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah. Most people who don't know me, they get a little shocked by the accent.
Laura, what brings you to Texas?
So I first came here in 2014. I joined a circus. So I was a professional dancer, and I came over here with the dance troupe, and that's how I began my Texas journey.
And you guys were like doing a residency in Texas? Like it was just the one, like you weren't touring or anything?
Yeah, no, we were touring. So I joined a circus called Circus Vasquez. And yeah.
Wait.
So
who directs that?
So it's owned by the brothers. They usually have Joseph Buglion from I can't remember his.
Wait, these guys are Vegas based, right?
No, they're not. They're Texas based.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So they have a big, they have 2 units actually. So they have a huge tent. They're big tops. So they toured 2 of them. They have a small one and a big one. So yeah, in 2014, I joined their circus with a British dance troupe. And yeah, that was the beginning for me.
Did you learn aerial on that job, or did you already have it in your practice?
No, I learned it on that job. So before that, I was just a dancer. So I joined the circus in 2014, and we were in the rehearsals, and I'd never even been to the circus as a kid. Like I'd seen Cirque du Soleil and things, but what made me want to come over here was the tour, because the tour was in like New York, Chicago, Atlanta. We spent the first 6 months in Texas touring around all the different cities. And so like myself and the other dancers were just like fell in love with the show, like watching all the artists. They were incredible. So I started to stretch with one of the Russian circus ladies there, and
her dad is in the other room happily.
Mom life.
And she wants to be right next to me, which I said okay, but she's whimpering like a little cat.
Oh my gosh, this is my life.
She's whimpering like a little kitten, injured kitten, no pain, but then she won't get up She won't
That's
get up.
hilarious. So yeah, my 4-year-old's asleep on the sofa right now. So I'm in our office.
Yes.
And yeah, my 4-year-old's, the only reason why she's not like tugging on me right now is because
she's asleep. So today I teach what, Bean? I know. I noticed you're not asleep. So today is, so this will come out next week, my friends, my listeners, but we're recording on MLK Day and she didn't have school. So luckily I work at Lifetime gyms. Do you know Lifetime clubs? They're like super bougie, like regular gym, like Muggle gym.
Ooh,
and I teach in the Pilates department. And I just started teaching 9 to 3 every day, Monday through Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm teaching a lot more Pilates than I ever have.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of Pilates. It's like, yeah, it's a lot of Pilates, but like I'm getting health insurance and all that stuff. So I'm like, I just pulled the cord and I'm like, I'm going to do it. It's not a hard job. It's just I'm there, I'm there. So luckily they have like a kids camp. And they bring them swimming. They have a rock wall they climb. It is so fun, and it's not free. I have to pay for it, but so she's there all day at camp. I pick her up after my shift, and then we got home, and this is Grumpy.
She's like had like a full-on day.
Full-on day. She was like swimming for an hour. They climbed the rock wall for an hour. Games and crafts, and it's just like I love that they do that.
Yeah.
But she's like, I want my nap. She wants to nap, but she doesn't want a nap without me. But we don't have time necessarily.
And you're preaching to me. Like I feel everything that you're saying.
So Laura, you have a 4-year-old. Is she your youngest? Is your 4-year-old?
No, my youngest is a year and she was born in August of 24. So
oh my God.
October, November, December. Yeah, she's a year and 5 months.
So you have a 1.5-year-old, and then you have your 4-year-old, and then you said 3 kids, right?
Yeah, I have a 7-year-old as well. Yes,
girl, and you have an aerial studio, which means that's another child, basically.
Yeah, and I'm about to open a second location. So,
so we're gonna get into all this. So the way that I connect with Laura, is at one point, because I'm the admin on the postpartum and Ariel's page. It's me.
Such a great resource.
It's
so good. It is good because when you try and ask those questions on regular, just people can be a little judgy or they can give like misinformation. I love that people share their actual experiences.
Absolutely. And I had said, if you want to be on the podcast, just like raise your hand, because I'm literally producing one of these a week for the whole year. It's a lot of interviews. So I'm like, just like, even now, you guys, if you're listening, if you want to be on, just like send me a DM or something. We'll do it because I need as many of you guys' stories as possible. That's the whole point of this. And Laura raised her hand. She's like, I got 3 kids. I got a studio. I do it all. So yeah. So Texas, outside of Dallas, right?
Yeah, just outside. So we're like East Texas. Northeast Texas.
So are you like, how far from Dallas? Are you at the point where like you were ever training at Dallas Circus Center?
Do you know, I actually know Donovan, just a little bit, but I've never trained there, but I've met Donovan who owns it. And my husband a couple of times has like helped with the lights for his shows and things. It's an awesome place, but I've never trained there. So Dallas Circus Center is about maybe an hour away from my house, maybe an hour and 10 minutes.
So it's kind of far-ish.
Yeah. Okay. It depends on the traffic, but yeah, I would say on a good day it's about an hour away.
Okay. I need to reach out to Donovan as well to do workshops and stuff. That's on my list to reach out to him.
Yeah, so it's a super cool place.
This is what I hear. And your husband, did you guys meet on the same tour?
We did. So my husband is 4th generation circus. So he was an acrobat with his family troupe. And so we met in 2014. And
your whole life changed in 2014, basically. This is what you're trying to say.
You know what? It really did, because I've always been very independent, very headstrong, kind of like ambitious in terms of like what goals I wanted.
Yeah.
And I've never kind of pivoted as much as I did in 2014, where I just I fell in love with the circus and I fell in love with aerial. I got to, on that tour, every kind of city we either reached out to different studios, and then from those studios, we'd be like, hey, our next stop is in Houston.
Yes.
Do you know anyone? Oh, we're going to Chicago. Do you know anyone? And so like, we just kept training, me and the other dancers, in different aerial studios, plus we got to play on all the circus equipment, plus we had somebody stretching us. I mean, I got so much out of that year. And then the next year, the circus owners wouldn't hire me back because I was dating my now husband.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And so I came back with his family troupe, and I just got thrown into the world of circus.
So you ended up on the job. You were just on the other side. You weren't on the dancer side anymore. You're on the acrobat side.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. So they had, so that year in 2015, they were doing the Russian swing, and they were doing like a unique family act, which is called the tourbillon or the bike on the platform. So I actually ended up doing both of those that year. So I got fast tracked to learning things.
Okay. Question number one. What hurts more, circus or dance?
Oh, circus.
Okay, I think dance hurts more, but it depends.
Do you?
It depends.
I think it depends.
Because it depends on what you're doing, because I don't have any ground acts.
Yeah, and me neither. So I would say, yeah, it just really depends. I would say at the end of the day, you are way more beat from dance. But there were times, so like where there was one tour that I worked on that I did 16 shows a week.
Wow.
And I was doing silks, and I used to have to like army roll out of bed. Like I just couldn't walk.
No, you know what? I never had those type of contracts, whereas I would be dancing in heels so much.
Oh, yeah.
Heels are the worst. After I retired from dance, I guess we never retire, but like after I stopped dancing a lot, I will not put a heel on for any reason.
Oh, me neither. I don't wear heels. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that. Okay, so
Sometimes you do when you go to parties.
I do when I go to parties sometimes, but how often have I gone to a party? Like once since you've been born?
You're getting told on by your...
I know, she's telling me.
When I was 6, you do.
I went to one party when she was 6. FYI, you guys, I'm totally wilding out over here.
When it was
Okay, I understand. Can you let me do this? Okay, so so this is many years ago. Oh my God, I'm just so enthralled. And I'm so enthralled. So your whole life changed.
Yeah.
You learned circus, you learned aerial, and now it is 12 years later.
Yes.
And so Texas is now your home.
Yes.
How do you feel about that compared to being in the UK?
So at this point, so culturally, it's very different. So I grew up in London. So I didn't even just grow up in England. I grew up in London, which is obviously the hustle, the bustle. It's a completely different culture, very different values. But I try to concentrate on all the things I love about being here.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of pros. I am the only one here, so I do miss my family like crazy.
Yeah.
But I have a great relationship, obviously, with my husband. I have my kids, and I have a really good group of friends. And this studio has been like a total lifeline for me, you know, where I get to hang out with other adults. And, you know, so I feel like I've built a life here that I'm really happy with. But it's been very different.
Because you're not like I'm in San Antonio. I actually moved here from LA about a year and a half ago.
Really? No
Yeah.
way. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So when I come, that's why I'm saying about Dallas and Dallas Circus Center, because like that's just a weekend trip for me to go teach up there if I want to.
Yeah.
But so we moved from LA to here, and you're not. It would be different if you were in Dallas. You're not in Dallas. You're outside of Dallas, which means you're kind of in the suburbs.
No, I'm in the country. No, I'm in the country. So like I live on 5 acres.
Wow.
And we're out in the country. Like the closest thing to me is a graveyard, and then it's a gas station.
Okay, so you guys made that choice though. You guys wanted to buy that land and live out there.
So actually it's family land. So when my husband is Mexican Romanian, and so his family came over to the United States for a circus contract. And so the family all came together and they settled on that piece of land. So now obviously it's kind of been passed down. And
Yeah.
so it's not the same family members, but we live on that same piece of land that they kind of came here on
Wow.
maybe 30, 40 years ago, maybe 40 years ago.
Oh my God. This is
Yeah.
your story is so interesting. And so you put up a studio close by there?
So what happened was that so we toured with the family troupe that was put together by my husband and his cousin, and then we came back in 2018, and I was pregnant with my first daughter, and my husband's father wanted to open a touring show, so we came back to help him open his circus. So we did that. And then fast forward to 2020 and the whole world just broke. And so we came back home when COVID shut everything down. And from there, my husband was like, that's it. Like, I'm done. I really want a normal life. Oh, hi.
What's wrong?
Oh, you
Hold
you
on,
look
Laura, 1 second.
sleepy. You know what? It is so refreshing to see you and hear you, because this is my life. And really, it changes so much. I always feel this very big sort of a constant internal battle between being a parent, between following what I want to do, between working. And it's such a and it's just all the time. It's really hard to navigate. So I know that it's hard for you right now, but it's nice to see, because I feel the same way. And sometimes I leave the studio at night and I feel so guilty, because it's just been one of those days. And yeah, so.
She's saying right now, do you have more podcasts after this? No, this is the only one. This is the only one today. I am done at 4:45 or something like that. And then I have until 7:45 with you until I go teach my aerial class tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
You're gonna
I know.
teach. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where we're at.
I feel you, you know, it's
no, I mean, we're literally, this podcast turns into just therapy for me, because all the women on the podcast, it's just we know how it is, because we've decided to keep this in our lives and then have families. Yes. So, okay, I want to talk about your youngest, because you're a year and a half postpartum, and then the studio first. So the studio, just tell me, but just finish that part before she interrupted us.
The studio came out. So when 2020 happened, and so we ended up back home. And I sadly lost the second child that we had in that time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a terrible time. And actually, aerial has always been my lifeline since it's been in my life. So what happened is I met somebody somebody wanted to do an interview, and their daughter came and she wanted to try the silks, and I had my rigging up in my back garden, and so I started training with her. So we started training 3 times a week, and I was like, just train with me, it's my therapy, it's your therapy.
Yes.
And so we trained for months together, and then from there I got connected with a local dance studio. And I started to teach out of this dance studio. And then from there, our kind of values didn't exactly align after some time. So then I was given an opportunity to be where I'm at now, which is in Sulphur Springs, Texas. And I share the space with a women's fitness studio. And they work out in the morning at 5:30 a.m.
Okay.
Crazies. And we're in the afternoon and the evenings, and so it's a really good relationship, because we just kind of share the space, share the kind of responsibility, but we don't really interfere with each other. So yeah, so that's how the studio started.
So you're sharing a lease you're sharing a lease pretty much.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, so smart.
It was wonderful. It's just half the responsibility, and half the stress at the beginning of how we're going to pay the rent.
Yeah. Okay, so you have this location, but you just said that you're going to open a second location.
Yes. So the second location is just going to be me. That's just going to be the Rise and Fly Fitness Studio.
Okay.
And that's going to be back in Greenville, which is where I live. So Sulphur Springs from me is about 40 minutes.
Okay.
And so we're going to be back where I live. So that place is a brand new building. So they're still going through construction right now.
Okay.
So just kind of waiting for construction to finish and bam, we're going to open.
Oh my God. Do you feel like, well, you would answer this question for yourself, but you feel like there's enough clients in that area?
So, yes, I do feel like that. So I would say, even though we live in Texas and everything is really far away, a lot of the feedback I've had from people when we used to do marketing like further away, I'd be like, let's do marketing like up to like an hour away. And people would always say, oh, that's way too far. So Sulphur Springs is quite small. But
people drive, you're saying?
Some people drive. Some people say that it's too far away. So, okay. So I feel like Greenville, I definitely feel like there's enough people. Yeah, I feel like, and we'll see, if I don't do this now, we just got to strike while we can,
Yes, absolutely.
And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but at least I tried.
I feel like anything's possible because people will, like I have remote students. And what they do to drive to get ceiling height and a good trainer, I mean, they'll drive.
Yeah. And I think I like to think like trying to be like a cat. Like if something's not working, you just got to redirect or think, what can I offer? And I've always tried to be open-minded with different ideas that pop along the way. Try this, try that, change this, change that. What about this? Let's do this. I feel like it's just perseverance and let's see. I mean, like I say, maybe it won't work. But I won't know unless I try.
Absolutely. I love this attitude. Okay, let's go to your last, or if anything jumps out about your other pregnancies, but you're a year and a half postpartum.
Yes.
You've gone through this. So this is the biggest question I think that people want to hear about. What did you decide to train while you're pregnant? How do you feel? What is the recovery like? Wherever you want to start. And it doesn't have to be about your last. It just, to me, it's like the most recent.
Yeah. So my last pregnancy, so I have 3 living children. I had 4 pregnancies. So the last pregnancy, I trained until the day before I gave birth. So regularly when I'm not pregnant, I do pole. I was doing bungee fitness. I do silks, hammock, and Lyra. When I found out I was pregnant, I stopped doing Lyra straight away because for me, it just felt uncomfortable. I mean, I did carry on with Lyra for a few weeks, possibly a few months, actually. But Lyra was definitely the first thing that I got rid of. And that's just because, accidents can happen, of course, at any point. And it's a hard bar. And so I just didn't really want to, hit it. Even though I do trust myself, things happen. So I did give up Lyra first. And I felt like trying to get inside the Lyra was the most uncomfortable. Of course, I could have made the Lyra lower and just sort of stepped into it to teach. But I honestly just didn't want to teach it. So,
I mean, I have to say, because my practice is silks, hammock, Lyra, and double span sets.
Yeah.
And the Lyra out of all of them, it was so ouchy when I was pregnant. And I couldn't even understand why. I would just sit and I'd be like, ugh.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. And it's
I don't know.
I don't know either. And I really I feel like after you've had so many pregnancies, I really trusted myself and the process. And like I said, I've had all kinds of situations happen. So I've been through a lot in my pregnancies. But I've always tried to not overdo it, but also listen to my body. But also I think it's about mental health as well. And these, doing these activities keep me mentally well as physically. So yeah, Lyra was gone. That one was gone. And then the next one to go was pole. I think I stopped doing pole after about 20 weeks into pregnancy. Because my hands, I think the hormones started to change and my hands started to get very slick and slippery. And I feel like the pole, you can just kind of, again, if you've got a bad grip or, like slippery grip, you can just come down very easily. So pole was the next thing that I ditched. And I continued to teach silks and hammock all the way through the pregnancy.
Okay.
But I didn't do, I only did what I felt comfortable with at this stage. Again, I feel like with the students, they trust me, I trust them, that, I could explain things, we could do videos. I have other instructors that could help me demonstrate things. So I didn't feel like I had to figure out a way to do it. Anything that I didn't want to teach, I just didn't. And I will say this too, from week to week, there were some weeks that I would get like sort of pain in my, just like in my belly area. We would just, sometimes you get like that lightning pain or whatever, those sharp pains.
Yes.
And I just that week I'd be like, I'm sorry guys, but I'm not demonstrating today. No.
Okay, she has a question. What does it mean?
My character is gonna be orange.
Okay, that's good.
It's an orange.
All right.
Like an orange that you eat.
Okay, go ahead, Bean. She was like this. She was like tapping on my shoulder. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, now, how exactly are you managed? Okay, number one, do you have family help?
Yes. So I will tell you this, I have an absolute village. Like I could not do what I'm doing now without my village. My husband is extremely supportive, and my sister-in-law, she runs everything with me. So when I decided after this pregnancy to take like 4 months off, and my instructors are wonderful. My sister-in-law is incredible. So they completely sorted the studio for me. And then on top of that, so none of my family are here, but my husband's family, he has a very large family.
Okay.
So we have, great-grandparents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, nephews, just everybody. So I have an absolute village here.
Okay, because I was wondering how you're doing this, and this is the answer to the question. And that is kind of like the dream, like what we'd all like to have, I feel like. Because right now, your 4-year-old is on the couch, but your other kids are at home with people right now.
Yeah, and we have had to do a lot of juggling to make it all work. So with each of my babies, when I've had them, I have had them at the studio with me, and I have taught with them up until they've been about a year old. So, and again, so my students are amazing in that way. I mean, and a lot of the students we have, they're mums, so they get it.
Yes.
But, they'll and my instructor's the same thing. So we'll bounce between holding the baby so that we can, teach safely. To begin with, she just kind of laid there.
Well, that's part of the reason why I was excited to leave LA, because LA, with the studios that I was working at, there wasn't as much. It's just not as family friendly of a city.
Yes. And that is one of the pros I was talking about, that I love Texas. Texas is very family orientated. It's very, I think that's something that I do love about here, that I feel like when you live here, that people do value family.
Yes.
So people have been very kind at my studio, even so my pole ladies that I regularly teach, I just teach once a week pole. And those ladies, they're even like, when are you going to bring the baby back? And I'm like, I'm not bringing her here anymore. She will run underneath you.
Yeah.
So, they're just, my students are amazing.
Yeah, because I feel like here, if I have to have my kid with me because something happened, and now I have her, I lost my childcare. Usually the answer is not oh goodness, usually it's bring them, I want to hang out, and that was not necessarily the case in some of the other cities I've been in.
It's so hard. You need people to be able to, at the end of the day, we're all daughters, aunts, mothers, sisters.
Yes.
I mean, I do feel like we're very unfriendly towards like working
Moms.
mothers, like,
Yeah.
because things happen, kids get sick, kids need to be suddenly picked up. Babies, I think, like, for me, I like my babies with me, like, I mean, of course, when I'm working, I like them also away from me so that I can focus on what I'm doing and so I can have some me time. But when they're little babies, I want them with me so that, breastfeeding was very important to me. Just that it was an instinctual thing where I just felt like I needed them close to me. So, and yeah, I've been very lucky here that, yeah, I've had that support from everybody.
Okay. And then when it comes to your body postpartum, so you've done this 3 times. Did you get a C-section at all during any of these? Okay.
No, I didn't. I was very lucky. I didn't need a C-section.
So compared first, second, and third, the recovery.
So the first baby, I mean, so the first baby that I had, so 7 years ago, I was still in the circus at that point, and I had 2 weeks off, and then I went to dance in the show. I didn't do anything else. I just danced. I feel like with all 3 of them, in a way, even though the pregnancies have been different, I feel like postpartum, it has been pretty much the same for me in terms of it's like being hit by a bus every time. It's super hard. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you work out to the end of the pregnancy. So with my last one, till the day before I gave birth, I was training. But with my second one, I didn't train at all because I had the stillbirth, the one before.
Okay.
So I did it very differently. And each time that I have had to go back to, gaining the strength, you weigh more, your body it's just not the same. And you really just can't push past it. I mean, like, your body it needs to recover, and you're sleep deprived, and everybody else's needs are before your own. So you're not nutritionally eating as well either. I think the one thing in common is that the postpartum getting back into aerial has felt the same each time. It has been like being hit by a bus. It has been a struggle, and it's just being able to push through it. It's you go through it all again. You're a complete beginner.
So the thing is, you did it 3 times. Every time, did it still surprise you how hard it was?
Yeah, it did. And I would say, I guess, that the one thing that did get better is mentally I was stronger each time. So mentally, I knew I was going to get back. So I was like, you know what, if it takes, like the last time I took 4 months off, and I was like, I will get it. I will invert again at some point. My strength will go back to what it was at some point, but it's just not going to happen overnight. And, you just have to give your body grace. And I would say each time I have not gotten back to like what I was maybe you'll never get back exactly as you were pre, in exactly the same way. But I would say about a year and a half, I'm like, okay, now I feel it kind of how I felt before.
Hey, be careful. She's balancing my phone on her face. Did you see that?
Yeah.
She's so silly.
She's got circus in her.
Do you have the feeling, because it's your space, you're the owner, do you have that feeling of, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm doing these inversions like I'm a beginner in front of all these people and they know I own the studio, or they know I'm this instructor, blah, blah, blah. Do you have those feelings?
Not anymore. So I think it's just like feeling secure in myself and my own abilities. So for instance, last year at Christmas, I decided that I was going to do the Christmas pole showcase. And I joined in with the level 1s, right? And we have level 3 students, but I was not about to join in their routine. So I joined in the level 1 routine, and there were some people in the audience that were like, isn't she like the owner? Why is she doing that? And, for me, and what I always tell the students, I'm like, each time that I get the opportunity to be almost like a beginner, because obviously, like, I know how it goes. So I'm not exactly like a beginner where I'm just being exposed, but the feeling is the same. that I get to impart some confidence on those people where I'm like, you know what, like, look at me, I'm at the beginning again, and I'm, you're gonna get it, I'm gonna get it, you're gonna get it, like, it's just, then they get to watch my process of sort of clawing my way back to where I was previously.
Yeah. So, I mean, that takes a lot of confidence, because I mean, I would postpartum remember being in the studio, and I was always like, I know everyone knew I just had a baby, but I was like, oh, like, I would be so frustrated, and I only had to do it one time.
It is frustrating. And I will say that, like, especially last year, I gave myself too many challenges. So I like to put myself in situations that make me have to get back. So for instance, last year, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna compete with my competition team. Why not? Yeah, but in a way, that was a great it was a great way of like gaining, like forcing yourself to have to train. When you're like, I don't really feel like training today, you're like, well, the competition's in 2 weeks, so you have to.
We have a annual showcase for our students. And so last year I did a silk solo because I was like, well, I need to train to something. And let me tell you, this is where I almost died, because I was like, I was up there. I was like, oh my God.
Yes. Yeah, and if you push too hard, it is a balancing act. So last year I did the same thing. So I decided to train with the competition team, and then I decided that I was going to do like a duet in the pole showcase, and I was going to do a surprise thing in the Lyra, and it was too much. I pushed too hard, and I did end up having an injury. And honestly, like, I should have known better, but I'm human, and I have all these things in my head, these goals that I want to achieve. And, I can be stubborn in my own ways. But again, after I injured myself, I was like, see, don't do like what I did, because I'm pushing too hard. I've told you not to do that, and this is why. So...
Yes, I love it. Okay, so Laura, I feel like I should have you on again to talk about any particular thing we decide that we want to talk about, because this is way too short. But I'm going to leave it here today just as an intro to you. I love having people on, every once in a while. Some of the women just like to check in, and I feel like there's so much more we can talk about.
Yeah, I would love to. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And she has to teach a class here in a couple minutes. But we'll have her back because, she's, I feel like we could talk about 10 different topics. So,
right, and I'm an open book. I will always be an open book, especially for mothers that, an aerialist, like, because it is hard. It is hard, but it can be done, if you want to. And I would just share my experiences, because it's not perfect either. Like, I've definitely done things that, I look back on and I think, shouldn't have done that.
I realized just now that she didn't put undies on when she put her clothes back on. You didn't put your undies on. Did you know that? Did you do that on purpose? She's like smiling. She's like, I want to be free.
I have kids like that too.
Yeah. Okay, Laura, have a wonderful day. We'll talk later.
You too. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you would smash the 5 stars and leave a review, it means the world to me. It's so important for the algorithm, etc. If you get a chance to listen to The Artist Entrepreneur, it's on this feed on Thursdays. It's me, Noah Dock, and Amanda Ritchie talking about having our artistic businesses and balancing everything. It is probably maybe the funnest hour of my week with my friends, and I hope you enjoy that as well. So check that out, and I will see you guys next week. If you want to be on this podcast, reach out. I'd love to talk to as many of you as I can. All right, my friends, have a great day. I'll see you next time.